Hello, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You. I'm Nikki Limo.
Hi, Steve Green here.
What's up? We decided to give you a break from the spooky stories that we have planned for October and answer some of your questions, probably about your love life. Maybe these are more scary than the spooky scares.
We don't want to just scare you guys every single week and just scare the shit out of you at all times.
We just want to tell you to break up.
That's right.
Which shouldn't scare you at all, you know, because
That's what we do.
It's going to be happy. It's going to be happy for you. So let's just jump into it. We got quite a few questions going on today. I haven't read any of these ahead of time, so I'm just going based off title. So if you have a really cool title, I'll probably pick your questions. Just a little tip.
I'm getting really excited for all the crypto questions too.
Also, yeah, the millions of crypto questions
really
we probably got.
about it, yeah.
Also, if you want to submit a question, you can email us anytime at podcast@nikki.limo. That's podcast@nikki.limo. Okay, here we go. The first one, this title is just My Future. Can't wait to hear about this.
Okay.
Oh, wait, it's really long. Hold on.
How long? Like paragraphs?
It's pretty long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's too long. All right, I hope your future is better.
We hope it kicks ass.
We hope it kicks ass. Okay, next one is Retroactive Jealousy. Hello, Nikki, Steve, and Mark. Wow. How nice of you to include Mark.
As long as it wasn't Nick.
Mark's our sound butler.
That's right. He buttles our sound.
So it's really nice of you to include him. Okay. Hello, Nikki, Steve, and Mark. Love your podcast, which I've definitely rated 5 stars. Thank you so much. You're an outstanding citizen of the world. This is a short question, but one that's very prevalent in my life currently. How do I not be jealous of my partner's past, especially when they've had more experiences than you? Was this ever an issue in your relationship or lives? Love, Anonymous. This is a really common question, actually.
Yes.
I don't
very
think we've
basic
really
question.
I don't think we've answered it though.
No, of course not.
We answered it on Big Mood though, so check it out.
Don't talk about our chief competitor. I'm so excited to answer this question here.
Okay, go for it.
Why are you jealous? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. So here's something that happens to me all the time. Nikki talks about her past sexual experiences on Big Mood. I cannot listen to Big Mood because of this. That just I can't hear it because it's my wife and that's, she's talking about other shit. I don't listen to that fucking show. It's a chief competitor.
Jeez.
For number one. Number two, that.
Mostly just because you're jealous. Huh?
No, I don't. It doesn't make me happy to hear those stories, right?
Jealous is the wrong word.
Right. So that's it.
You never want to envision your partner with
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And so anytime that,
when you talk about it, it's like it's a different person to me. So I don't really feel anything.
Completely. And it's not like I'm crying about it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, God, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mayhaps, could it be because you are the one with less sexual experiences than me?
I do have a lower body count.
Yeah. Like in half.
It's so funny. When you are fulfilled, I feel there is no reason to feel jealousy about that because I don't have any regrets. Like, could I have upped my body count? Yes. Were there some situations I was in where I could have definitely went for the kill, as they say? Oh, yeah. Do I have regrets about that, though? No, not really. So at the end of the day, did I wet my whistle enough and all that kind of shit? Yes, I did. Because I'm not like a virgin who got married and is like, what would it be like with anybody else? I don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. I don't think I would feel comfortable if you hadn't had enough sexual experiences.
But by the way, if you're a virgin and you're like, I'm happy,
right,
fantastic.
It's all about what you two feel most comfortable with. It's never about you compared to another couple.
I think for me, virgins are like people who've only gone to Disneyland and they don't know Disney World. They don't know the Six Flags. They don't know all the different roller coasters and things. They just stick to the Disneyland.
And Disneyland's great.
And it's great for them.
Yeah.
They love it.
Listen, I actually like Disneyland more than Disney World. I thought Disney World got way overhyped to me. And by the time I actually went there, I was like, nah, I'm good.
I just think you're completely wrong because the castle's way bigger.
You have to park hop and you have to take a shuttle to get to the other parks. No thanks.
That part sucks, but they will fix that, I think.
Hopefully.
I feel they will fix
until
that.
Then, I'll take Disneyland any day. Anyway, I have felt I don't know if it's retroactive jealousy, but when I would find out, in previous relationships, when I found out that I felt like they treated their ex-girlfriend better than they treated me. That was the only time where I was like, What did she have that I don't? Why did he pine after her, but he doesn't really pine after me?
Interesting.
When we first started dating, the only one time that I kind of felt that way was in the first like 3 months. You were talking about your ex of a few relationships ago, where you said you put her on a pedestal and that you would never do that ever again to any girl. And I was like, it's not fair. Like, she got to be put on a pedestal. Like, she didn't deserve it. I think I'm like way cooler.
You're on the pedestal.
You should be on a pedestal. Well,
asshole.
Eventually I got on a fucking pedestal.
I was going through some shit.
I know. And by the way, you weren't wrong. You shouldn't necessarily put someone on a pedestal. I just got jealous that she got put on a pedestal and like you were like, not you.
The pedestal is
basically.
But the pedestal, and this doesn't even answer your question. Sorry about that. But the pedestal
It does, because it's talking about retroactive jealousy.
Okay, fair.
And I was jealous.
Okay, when you put somebody on a pedestal, traditionally, I remember I have yelled at exes before, and I don't do that to you.
I can't even picture you yelling.
Exactly. So,
Actually, you yelled at one time, and then you were like, that'll never happen again.
right, but exactly
Yeah.
that, and it never happened again. So that's what I mean by I don't. You're on a pedestal. I won't yell at you. There are many people who I've yelled at while we've been together. You know what I'm saying? So for example, you're on the pedestal. Like I treat you special.
Is it bad that like when you yelled, I laughed a little because I just never heard you yell before?
It is bad,
cute.
actually.
I know.
I want to be a ferocious lion when I'm being one.
I know.
Thank you.
Are. You're a ferocious lion.
Thank you. Dude, This morning, everybody, Nikki, I was telling her last night about how I was excited about this fantasy football player. And then this morning, Nikki's like, hey, didn't that guy just get his lung punctured? And then she's laughing about how I lost my fantasy player that I was excited for. And
that's not.
And I was like, why are you so excited that I lost my fantasy player? And she's like, I just want you, because you're so excited about it.
Listen, that's his side of the story. My side of the story is last night I wanted to pick this one player and he was telling me how I should pick this other player and I just wouldn't listen to his advice. So then he was talking about what a genius he is that he picked this guy that no one saw it coming.
Yep, Jonathan Taylor.
But he said Taylor. I picked up Taylor and nobody saw it coming. And this morning I got a notification that Taylor, but not the same Taylor, got a lung punctured. And I was like, isn't this guy the one that you're such a genius for picking up? And I popped his bubble because he deserved it. He was bragging for no reason because I wouldn't take the pick that he wanted me to pick and I picked a different person instead.
She had so much glee.
I was so gleeful. I was.
So much glee in her step.
I was like, I love when people who brag get their bubble popped.
She was like dancing on the bed. And I was like, that's not my guy. But I cannot believe how you're grave dancing like on my grave.
He's not wrong.
She gets such a kick out of it. It's so fucking funny.
Just over little things.
That, by the way, everybody, was a real laugh. Anytime you hear her laugh, it's not that laugh. She's fucking lying.
I'm not lying. There's just little different levels of what I find funny. That's a gut laugh because it's very true and it's over something very minor. Like I wouldn't grave dance if something real happened.
I know that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to your question. Yeah, there were a few times where I've gotten retroactively jealous, but when you examine the root cause of that was that I was not fulfilled at that time in my relationship. And so I was very insecure and looking at, well, like, is there something I'm missing? Is there something that these girls have that I don't have? And I was like comparing myself to his exes and how he treated them versus how he treated me, which, by the way, 2 separate relationships. I shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. But then eventually those relationships, you know, they weren't the right fit. And then the thing with me and Steve, like that was just dumb because he was going through shit and I was going through shit. And I was just like, I want to be on a pedestal. You're on
the grandest pedestal that has ever been created. So you can suck it.
Feels good.
By the way, too, just to real quickly wrap up your question, I also think that when it comes to this jealousy thing, if you are satisfied, you are having, like, I look around at our friends and I think I'm having bomber sex than all of them. Now, that's not a diss to my friends, but I'm like, I think I have bomber sex than you do. So why would I be jealous of you telling me a story about whatever is going on?
Exactly.
That's also, if you make your sex life the most bomb, the most exciting, the most communicative and shit, I think you will have nothing to be jealous of.
Yeah, you blow all my other relationships out of the water.
Same.
So I need not to be jealous of anything.
Correct.
But if you're getting jealous about something your partner's past, then maybe it's an issue that you just need to dive deeper about.
Unless you fuck like 175 people. Then
him?
Yeah. Then that's like, oh shit. That's a whole different situation.
I don't know. I don't judge people on how many people they fucked.
I as soon as you go above 150 for me.
I don't know. I don't know their life, like, but that's.
I'd say 165.
That's cool. Listen, you're allowed to have that metric.
Yeah.
I personally, I believe that you can like transform and like leave your old life behind. I'm like, whatever you did in your past, if you've changed and reformed and you're not still trying to fuck 150 more people, then
maybe if you change before like 135.
Okay.
Then
that's great.
I could see you change.
Listen, we don't even have to have this conversation because we're never gonna fuck more people.
That's for sure.
Our body counts are staying the same, baby.
Identically where they were when we started.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Like it's not just the jealousy. I would dig deeper into what's making you feel less than.
Guys, also Nikki found a pair of red panties in our
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah,
but then I was like, that's kind of like a shit they don't tell you after dark thing.
It is an after dark thing.
So if you wanted to listen to that, you could listen to our Patreon.
That's true.
Shit they don't tell you after dark. We do bonus episodes and we get like a lot more.
She found a pair of red panties in our house that are not hers.
They're not mine. Whose are they? Where'd they come from? Why did Steve touch them and put them into my panty drawer?
Why did Steve touch them, smell them?
Thinking they were mine. I don't know.
After dark.
Go check it out. Patreon.com/Sticky. Anyway, next question. All the compliments you'll throw up, also not a relationship question. That's the title of this email. I like this email title. Okay. Hi, Icebreaker and Iceman. Hello, what's up? Breaker 123.
Hello.
I'd like to remain anonymous, please. Heart emoji. Compliments. Wow, there's a huge paragraph of compliments. Oh my God.
For new people to the show, everyone calls me Iceman, just real quick.
For new people to the show, I'm the Icebreaker and we love compliments. We need them. We need to feel validated before every question.
There
okay.
It is.
Also, we're not experts. I didn't give our disclaimer, but we're not experts. So, this is for entertainment purposes only. Compliments. I hope you're both doing well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I rate your podcast 5 stars multiple times and absolutely love it. And Big Mood too. Yes, we love you.
One yes.
Yes. It's so helpful in giving me insight to myself and how to navigate life and all my relationships. You two always have stimulating conversations and is an absolute joy to listen to and helps time pass on my long shifts at work and on my long walks. Nikki, hearing your thought process and your insight on issues gives me such a sense of peace and gives me a better perspective on situation. Also, your Instagram is beautiful and very aesthetically pleasing. Oh my God, thank you.
Wow.
Steve, you always put a smile on my face with your comments and the way you tell stories really pulls me in. Also, you have a beautiful smile.
Oh, you're so nice.
Awesome.
It's so nice.
Please don't hold back.
Oh, that's very nice.
We love you.
Wow, you really
Jeez,
listen
you really
out
put
there.
thought into this.
Wow.
I don't have a really good relationship with my family, so when I listen to you guys, it feels like I have mentors that I can relate to and walk me through life. I love you guys and can't wait for more episodes. That's awesome because that's exactly why I wanted to start this podcast in the first place. Like, I wish there was people that just told me all the shit that I wanted to know. Like, I wish I had a mentor for. I wish that
they're here for the vibe. They're just here for the vibe.
All right. Here's the question. So I'm not a super confident person, but I know one of the things I have going for me is my Gorilla Grip Coochie.
Oh, fuck
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
Since I got into a relationship, I switched to an IUD instead of taking the pill plus condoms last year so my boyfriend can finish in me. Oh, I like your style. It really gets me off and he seems to enjoy it as well. But since I started, I've gotten a UTI 5 times. Ugh. I tried speaking to my doctor, but he said to be more careful, which isn't really helpful. I take cranberry supplements, pee after sex, and always wipe from front to back, but I still seem to get them. It honestly doesn't make me feel sexy. It makes me self-conscious during sex. I also think I'm a pretty clean person, so it makes me feel unhygienic. Nikki, I remember you said you were susceptible to them too, so I was wondering, what do you do to prevent them, or if you have any tips? Thank you both. Keep up the wonderful work. Love, Cum Dumpster.
Thank you, Cum Dumpster, so much.
I love you.
It's incredible.
You're a beautiful person from top to bottom.
You're the ultimate indication that everything that we're doing is going to the right place.
Yes, we're like, these are our people.
Yes.
You are our people.
Yes.
So, UTIs, I'm so sorry. They fucking suck. They suck.
Yeah.
I do think it's probably due to your birth control switch. When your hormones are like changing, it causes your fluids down there to change. It causes the bacteria down there to change. It just changes a lot of shit about your body, and you're like, wait, I thought I knew my body, and now this is a completely different version of my body. And so I would definitely look into that because certain pills that I was on, like I was on a different birth control pill one time, and it completely dried me up down there. And then I was more susceptible to UTIs. I don't know if they're related because I'm not a doctor, but I feel like they are, because it was, there's just not like as many fluids pushing things around. It was just kind of dry like all the time. And sorry if that's TMI, but I feel like it was easier for something to stick there, I guess. Also, it was like easier for like if like friction happened, it was more painful, and it caused more, I think, tears and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was not a good situation. So I don't know if your IUD is doing all that, but it could definitely be related to your switch to an IUD. I would ask I guess you did ask your doctor. I don't know. I can't give like a definitive answer.
As an expert on vaginas myself, thank you. I feel like the guy should also be washing his shit.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know how long. Did you say how long you were together? You just started a relationship. Oh, also, when you start a new relationship, I feel like
It takes some time.
Yeah, it takes time for your bacteria to get used to his bacteria. It's weird. And then it should go down a little bit. I still get them like twice a year, but
you haven't had one in a long time.
Don't jinx me.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, when we first started dating, I got them much more frequently because we were still getting used to each other's bodies and stuff. And if I had switched birth controls at that time, I'm sure I would have had more. A couple tips: you did a lot of the ones that I would have said, like peeing right after sex. Also, what helped was, I know this is weird, but you're a hygienic person, so peeing after sex and then taking like either a warm washcloth or like wetting a washcloth with really warm hot water and like kind of using that to also cleanse front to back down there.
Oh shit.
Or toilet paper or whatever you have on hand. But yeah, like also using that to cleanse out. And then also drinking lots of water, so you're peeing throughout the day frequently. And eating less sugar, because sugar can breed that bacteria down there. So I hope that helps.
So this has been talking about your vagina like it's an aquarium.
It
with
is.
Steve and Nikki.
It seriously is.
I know. It's
Vaginas
crazy.
are crazy, man.
It's crazy.
I didn't even know until like really later in my adulthood. Like each woman's vagina is a whole different universe. It's crazy.
I'll stay in my...
Your dicks are so simple.
I'll stay in my corner of space. Thank you.
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of you that you have a dick.
Why? You want to have a dick?
No, but...
Yeah, you don't. Trust me.
Why?
It's a heavy burden.
It's very, well, in your case, it's pretty heavy. Shut the Anyway, I hope that helps.
Thank you so much,
Cum
Dumpster. We love you so much.
Yeah, we love you, Cum Dumpster, and I'm so glad that you're getting cummed in regularly.
It's so good to hear.
It's
you
wonderful.
never hear it enough.
Wish more stories were like yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one, the title is Love is Confusing. What is it even? I like that. Hi, Nikki. And what's his name again? Oh, right. Steve. LOL. Kidding. Love you both. Call me Star. Not so bright, but amazing enough to bring you light in your evening. Aw.
Wow.
Thanks, Star. Anyway, LOL. So my question is pretty simple, but difficult to answer, for me at least. What is love, and how do you know if you're in love? Is it possible if it's an LDR, a long-distance relationship? I know you can't fall in love with someone you haven't met, but yeah, the conversation is deep, and it's different than my past relationship before. Like, I know it's online, but it feels real, like more real than actual past boyfriends. I don't know. Help!
What is love, man? I mean,
what is love?
Yeah, exactly.
Baby, don't hurt me.
It's I don't know. It's just when you only want to be with that person and you don't think about anybody else, really.
Yeah, love is hard to define, but I feel like it's like what your soul knows.
Yeah, like it's that thing where, you know how we're hugging sometimes?
Yeah.
It feels like my whole soul meter's filling up.
Yeah, it feels like tingly all over.
Yeah.
Like when we kiss, even though it's been 7 years, I feel like butterflies are swimming in my stomach.
I feel my entire energy bar going, like filling all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was recently reading a book called The Coincidence Makers, and it was pretty poetic. And in it, the two characters experienced love for the first time, or like real love, like beyond something that they had previously experienced. Mm-hmm. And the way he described it was so fucking accurate and poetic, and I wish I could remember it for you so that I could give
I was reading a book
you.
I can't remember. Here's the passage I can't remember.
But I remember being like, that's it exactly.
So that answers your question right there.
Right?
Go to the library.
It was something like it was something like the reflection of your soul in another, but it was way better than that because it like actually accurately painted the feeling of what it is.
What a fucking cock
I know,
tease.
I'm an asshole.
Wow.
Listen, remind me. I'll bring it up in the next Q&A. But yeah, I don't know. In my own words, I guess it's like the perfect compliment. It's like when the energy you're giving amplifies itself back to you.
Yes.
You know, where like in a lot of relationships, you could like lust after someone and you're constantly like, oh, I love you so much, but you don't feel it coming back to you.
Yes.
And that feeling doesn't grow or amplify. It just is kind of like it's lateral. It's the same.
Yeah, we give the same that we get.
Yeah. But in love, it's like, I give you give to me even more than what I give to you, and that fills my meter up to give it back to you more than I was giving before, and then it just goes back and forth, and it
laugh
just
at my
keeps
fantasy
growing.
team.
It's like a fireball that's like growing like this.
Absolutely.
And it's really hard to explain if you've never felt it, but if that kind of describes what you're feeling, then I would kind of go with your gut.
When Nikki's not there, when she's out of town or whatever, or even when she's doing big mood all day, I swear it's like Peter Pan. If you ever watched that Hook movie, when Peter Pan wasn't in Neverland was all fucked up. And then Peter Pan comes back to Neverland, and Neverland is like unfrozen, and like the birds in the come out,
flowers
and flowers
open.
open. Yeah, it was like it's like that. Not that. Like if I'm home alone or whatever, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Like where you're codependent on
just
somebody.
Illuminating.
Exactly. It's like everything just gets so much better and brighter.
It's like there's kind of this like piece missing, and then it just gets filled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that Neverlands thing. There you go. That's the best. I think that's the best description.
It's like the Neverlands thing.
Yeah.
So will it work in an LDR? That's completely up to the person. I've never been in a long distance relationship.
We're kind of LDR truthers over here.
Yeah.
We're not real big on those.
But I've never experienced it, so I can't really say it. Just like people who are in an open relationship, I'm not going to shit on that because I know plenty of people that are really happy in an open relationship. Personally,
for how long though?
I've never done it, and I don't see myself being happy in one. But that's just me, you know. And so for you, if you guys can feel fulfilled even that much apart, and you feel like this reverberating energy that continues to grow, theoretically it should get better when you guys meet. But I don't know, maybe I've also known LDR couples who thrived when they were long distance, and then they moved in together and the fell apart because they just weren't used to spending that much time together, and so they couldn't really grow their relationship because there was no space.
There's some people who met on fucking World of Warcraft and shit.
Yeah.
And they got together and it was just heaven after that. So you just never know.
You just never know. But the real truth test would be when you guys actually do meet up. And, you know, there's a lot of other factors like chemistry and physical chemistry and all that stuff.
Don't you love how everyone supposes that open relationships shouldn't work? Like in a judgy way? Like, and we all do it, right? But it's so funny how almost everyone hears someone's in an open relationship and they almost like take out a stopwatch and they're like, okay, let's see how long this lasts.
That's funny.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've only had positive experiences with people that have been in open relationships. Mm-hmm. Like people have been really happy, but they had to be a certain type of person. Like those people didn't really like traditional relationship stuff, whereas I really like traditional relationship stuff. I just really like it. Yeah, I've just been a romantic and I love everything about it, and I'm like, no notes.
Same.
Yeah. So I had to find someone who felt the same.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. One more before we go on a break. This one is titled, Help Unfuck My Life, Please. I don't know if we can do that, but we'll try.
We're going to 100% do that.
Dear Icebreaker Nikki and Iceman Steve. Breaker 1, 2, 3. Right? Am I right?
Here. Yep.
First, I want you both to know how amazing I think you are. I listen / watch you guys every day, and you've helped me more than you could ever know. Oh my God, we love you so much. We love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please keep me anonymous, but my problem is my guy, 23 years old, and I, 22 years old, have been together for 9 years. We got together when we were 12, 13 years old.
Whoa.
She goes, girl, I know. And I think logically I know that it's not working anymore, but I wanted your perspective before making any moves. The thing is, I know that I love him and it makes me incredibly sad to think of him not being in my life. But I don't feel fulfilled anymore. We lack passion and compatibility, and it's gotten to a point that I've been having wandering eyes. I'm developing crushes on other guys, which I've never acted on, but no matter how much I try to repress these feelings, they keep nagging at me. I feel stuck because we live together, we have 4 months left on our lease, and if we're going to split, I figured it's better to do it before we renew or live somewhere else. I've thought about maybe asking to take a break instead of a full-on breakup, but I don't know if that's just me being naive. Should I just talk to him and explain everything I'm feeling? I've been putting it off because he's not emotionally mature and I'm afraid of everything blowing up in my face, and hope we work it out together or brace myself for the hope we work it out together and brace myself for the impact of a breakup. Wait, hope we work it out together or brace myself for the impact of a breakup. Okay. In order to keep this shorter, I had to sacrifice a lot of details, but hopefully you can give me some clarity from an unbiased position. I love you both and will continue to support you all on all of your platforms. Thank you for being dope. Oh my God, we love you. And also, it's fine with other details because the details really don't matter in this situation when the bottom line is you know you're not really being fulfilled anymore.
Yeah. Mark, start polishing the button for us, please. Listen, here's the thing, sweetie. I'm kidding. It just sounded like I was about to lecture or something.
You're about to mansplain?
Yeah, exactly. No. You're in it. You already, it's like you're holding on to something because of how long you've been there and not because of how much you love it.
And because typically in these relationships where you got together so young and you're in it for so long, it's like a family member. Mm-hmm. It's like, or a childhood friend. And so losing that isn't just losing a romantic relationship. It's literally like losing a family member.
You're losing photo albums, bro. Let's be real. If you've been together that long, all your photo albums are fucked after this, okay? But it's not about that. It's about being thankful for the experience that you have with this person and what you learned from being with this person and taking that into where you go next.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, you even said like he's not really emotionally mature, which this tends to happen around this age, around 22, 23 years old. I feel like one partner usually splits off and like is growing like this, and the other one's kind of staying the same or maybe growing at a much slower pace.
This probably is the kick in the ass he needs anyway.
Yeah.
It'll be good for both of you.
And you guys could be I mean, you probably are two different people than when you met at 12 and 13 years old. Like your values back then and how you chose a partner are not going to be the same as how you choose a partner in your mid 20s or even in your late 20s. That could change too. Preferences change completely when you mature emotionally.
But you already answered the question. You got the wandering eyes going on. You haven't acted on it. You're a loyal ass bitch. We get it. But
which is great.
It's awesome.
It's great to not act on it until you make a decision. You're being very fair to your partner.
Yeah, keep your scruples. That's good. But it's time to be a big girl and make that move.
Yeah. If
Mark, let's hit the button.
Break up!
There it is.
If you're not very happy now, renewing a lease is going to make you feel even more stuck.
Sit on that button, Mark.
Break up!
But we love you, and I truly do feel like once you rip the Band-Aid off, you're going to be so much happier and free, and it's so weird how that happens, but because you could still love and care for somebody but not be in love with them, and after you go your separate ways, you're just like, wow, I'm so free. I'm so glad I did that.
Whatever you do, don't do this break shit, okay? The break shit
don't do the break
is
shit.
A meme. It's a lay meme.
And it just causes you to stay in drama, and it also prevents you from moving forward.
It keeps hooks in you that you're trying to remove.
Yep.
So do not do that.
Be all or nothing.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. And with that note, we are going on a break, but after we return, we will answer some more of your questions. As entertainers, not experts. Just remember, we're not experts at all. So here we are in the epicenter of fall. How do you feel? Cold maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe a little chilly?
Mm-hmm.
Chill?
Mm-hmm.
The days are getting darker faster.
The pumpkin beer is flowing.
The pumpkin beer is flowing like a waterfall to our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just want to like snuggle up in bed and just shut her down. It's like, who cares? It's 5 p.m. There's stuff to do still. Like,
who cares?
You're
it's
like,
5 a.m.
I want to play a game on my phone.
Exactly.
Especially one that's free to download. Okay.
Yes, please.
Maybe it's Best Fiends. Wait.
It is Best Fiends.
Oh, it is Best Fiends.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, it is Best Fiends, Steve. My favorite game.
Same. There's nothing better to do than chilling on your phone, listen to a little bit of music.
Yeah.
and playing that Best Fiends.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even need the music. I just listen to the sound of silence.
We should cut that. That's
Okay.
very dark.
Sometimes your thoughts are loud enough, you know?
Cutting that as well.
I often will be in bed, and it's not bedtime yet at all by a landslide, but there's no TVs in our room, and
Correct.
I don't want to go downstairs because I have cats all over me. So what do? I go and defeat some slugs. So each level is filled with different characters and a different environment. And the graphics, by the way, are beautiful.
They're sick.
Yeah. And you go to different lands, and they're always updating this, right? So right now you probably get some cool little falls stuff. I love to collect the different characters, though, I will say, and they help you defeat certain slugs.
That's what I do as well. Is I'm just addicted to getting the next character, and then I don't.
Yeah.
And then once I got a character, I'm like, well, wait, I saw this character, so I want to get that one.
Yeah, and then you just can't stop.
Pretty
Can't
much.
stop, won't stop. And do you want to stop?
No, I don't.
No, I don't, because I don't want to go back to reality.
No,
I want to be in the Best Fiends world.
same.
I want to live there.
I would
want
love to be inside of it.
I want to be a character in Best Fiends.
I'll be the slug that you can take out.
I mean, there's a reason it has literally millions of 5-star reviews. Millions
Yep.
on Apple App Store and Google Play. And I mean, seriously, once you download Best Fiends, boredom just won't stand a chance. It won't even be part of your vernacular anymore.
You can indeed conquer boredom. And
You
that's
can
what, and that's what we did.
conquer boredom by downloading Best Fiends free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. And we're back. This question is titled, Should They Don't Tell You? Question. Also, I love your kitties. We have
Which one?
7 cats right now, everybody.
Fuck's sake.
We are fostering 5 kitties. One's a mama, 4 kittens, and then we have our 2 regular cats. Listen, it's the best time ever.
Listen, there's never been more poop in my house in my entire life.
And Steve wants to keep all of them.
Yes.
So,
By the way, I was in a family of 4 with 3 brothers, and I've still never seen more poop.
well, hopefully you didn't see their poop every time they're. I mean, I'm sure.
Is that what a normal family's
Are
like?
they flushing?
I'm so glad you had your normal family experience.
Don't flush until everyone's pooped.
That's right. It's the most safest for the environment, I think.
Yeah. Great. Well, on to the question. Hi, Nikki and Steve. I love the podcast, and I've been a fan since the beginning. Oh my God, we love you. Your podcast is actually what got me to listening to podcasts, so thanks. Hope you're listening to this one.
Hope you listen to many competitors.
Big Mood only. Big
Many,
Mood.
many competitors. Thank you so much.
I love being able to get wisdom from people who have lived a lot more life than I have. That's awesome. You should spread it out, diversify for sure. I don't want to drone on, so I'll get to the point. I'm 22 and I'm struggling with trying to lose weight. I've been overweight for the majority of my life, and I've never tried to seriously deal with it until now. My problem is finding the drive to push myself to eat right and go to the gym. I struggle a lot with self-worth and the way I view myself, and it's like a perfect storm where I won't go be working out, and then I'll feel like shit afterwards. Everyone I talk to about this issue tells me to just do it, but I struggle to consistently find the motivation to move forward. Is it just me being a bitch, or should I seek out some more professional help because I'm at a loss and I don't know what to do? Thanks for listening. Okay. Weight is a really, really, really sensitive topic. So
Just eat less calories than you're burning.
dude, I hate that advice.
I know. We've heard that advice.
We've
before,
heard that advice.
and it's very annoying.
It's so fucking
It's
frustrating.
very one size fits all, if you will.
Anyway, so I will tread carefully here because I don't want to insinuate that anyone, should have to try to do this. But
Well, she wants to do it.
right. But if you want to do it and you're like, I'm struggling, how do I don't know if you're really struggling with, like, you're trying to lose weight really hard and like it's not happening, or you're struggling with the motivation to do the
I think
steps,
it's that one.
which sounds more like, one, I want you to know you're beautiful. Okay. Your weight doesn't define who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's hard because sometimes you said you struggle with self-worth. And I think that loving yourself first is like something that will help you in order to motivate yourself to lose weight. Because sometimes when you feel like, what's the point? I'm just fucking
deserve
worthless
it.
anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why would I? It's very demotivating to think of yourself that way. So if you're like, hey, I'm a badass bitch and I'm doing this for me. Like, I'm just like, I do healthy things. That's what I do because I'm fucking badass. I do badass things. That's what I do. Like, if you get more in that mindset, you'll be more amped to do it. And it's really weird how your mind works. Your mind is so fucking tricky, but mind over matter is just it's just really powerful. So getting yourself in that mindset, I feel like by telling yourself, hey, I fucking rule.
And not just that, but also too, there's almost a version of you that exists. That is the version of you that you want to be, right? And so it's about pretending that you're that person already.
Yeah, the fake it till you make it thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a mindset that you put on every day, like clothes, and it could literally be clothes that you put on that you just bought for working out for this, where you're like, when I wear these, I'm a badass bitch and I do the badass things. And that's so just true. Who I am when I do this.
Even Beyonce, she has that.
Sasha Fierce.
Yeah, she has that dual, what's it called? Like a alternate personality? Alter ego. And when she's Sasha Fierce, she's like all fucking confident and she's the Beyonce that we know. But when she's just off stage, she claims she's kind of shy and she's kind of like, whatever. Yeah, right. She's like, she's not Beyonce, right? So you kind of have to do that for you too. And it's just like, and it doesn't just apply with weight. It also applies with every facet of your life. If you feel like you're a broke bitch and you want to make more money, like just tell yourself that like you're fucking rich. Like you're like money comes to you and all this stuff.
I like to imagine Beyonce opening the fridge, taking out some mustard and squirting it onto a sandwich. And the mustard comes out like all that clear water first. And she's like, damn. You know what I mean? She's like, she's one of us.
Yeah, she's one of us.
Yeah.
Exactly. It happens to her too.
Whereas Sasha Fierce would be like, fucking dancing all the way over to the fridge, opening it up, pours the perfect mustard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or she has her butler do it or whatever.
Oh, yeah, she has her butler do it.
Yeah.
That's way better.
But, there's a saying called be, do, have, where it's like you have to be the thing first. So you do the thing that those people do, and then you have the things that those people have. A lot of people think they have to have the thing first to do the things and then be that person.
Yes.
But you have to be the thing first. So be the change you wish to see in yourself. So you are a badass bitch
who gets things done,
and you get things
and you
done.
Do what you say you're gonna do.
And you have an outfit that you rock, that you take, and then
you can take it off and chill.
And even if you're doing the things and you're not seeing the progress you want fast enough, you're patient with yourself because it's not defining you. Okay, like it's gonna happen.
But if you start to do this right, everyone says to do this right, but it's really just about momentum. Once you get the ball rolling and you build the routine, it's just about that momentum and keeping that going and not stopping the momentum. Because that's where most people fail on an exercise journey, is losing the momentum.
With habits.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, habits create everything.
Everything.
Your mindset creates habits, and then your habits create your life. So if you can stick to a habit, they say it takes like 21 days or something to change a habit. If you can stick to it for 21 days, on that 22nd day, if you try not to do it or try to break that routine, you'll feel bad. Like you'll feel like, no, I need to do this.
Yes.
I want to do this. It's in my blood. Need to do this. It's
part of your identity now. You've made it part of your routine that much.
Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Also, I find just keeping bad food out of my kitchen. Like if I buy Oreos, I'm going to eat those Oreos. If I don't buy the Oreos, I'm not going to go to the store to get Oreos. Like I'm not going to go buy them.
Very true.
So just don't have bad food in your kitchen. Just keep healthy food. And meal prepping really helps.
And on the last part of your question, we always recommend professional help.
Yes. Especially if you need something to like keep you motivated. A lot of people need to be held accountable or like have a personal trainer or a group session or like something like that. I know Steve works that way. Mm-hmm. He likes to have someone that's like doing it with him.
Yes.
Whereas like, I don't know. I kind of like to set my own schedule and do my own things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it always helps. Anyway, good luck out there.
We're rooting for you.
We are rooting for you. Let us know how your progress is doing. Okay, next question. I couldn't think of a title. Great title.
That was really classic.
Yeah, very original. Hi, Nikki and Steve. I found you guys through JK News and fell in love with your personalities. Oh my God, we love you so much. Thank you for validating us. I dated someone a couple years ago from age 17 to 19. We were so happy in love, and all my friends and family thought he was such a nice person and the right one for me. One day, while he was sleeping, I went on his phone to see what cute selfies he saved of me. I was so shocked to see he had saved multiple pictures of girls in bikinis. What's even more disgusting is I actually know those girls because they're from our high school. He said he used those photos to jack off. I would much rather have him masturbate to porn than to people I actually know. He cried and begged me to forgive him. I considered this mentally cheating, quote unquote, but I still forgave him anyways. A month later, he broke up with me because he lost feelings and got a new girlfriend a couple months after that. It was a pretty messy breakup because he also owed me $1,000 and spread rumors about me to our mutual friends. It hurts because he was the one that would talk to me about marriage and our future together. He gave me the reassurance I needed because I was cheated on before by another guy. I was so shattered and insecure about my body after the breakup. I'm almost 22 now and haven't been in a relationship since then. I feel like the next relationship will not end well either because I'm so paranoid now. I feel like I will always think that my next boyfriend will cheat on me or find someone better by making up these random scenarios in my head. I know it's not fair to that next person, so I push myself away whenever I have an opportunity because I was a person who loved love, but now I feel like love can't happen to me anymore because of my paranoia. I don't want to feel that way, but I can't push these feelings away no matter how hard I try. Dramatic, I know, haha. Although I'm still young, I feel like this feeling will never go away. It's already been almost 3 years, and I still can't shake it off. I just wanted some advice from two more experienced people. Love you guys a ton. XOXO, best, Anonymous.
So you're looking at two people, or you're listening to two people who have been cheated on. Mm-hmm. I was definitely afraid of that happening, but it's just something that you have to realize is not your fault in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like when you carry something like this as your own baggage, where it's like, this will always happen to me. You're punishing yourself for what they did to you.
Yep. And it's also, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, which I'm sure you were aware of. Like, it sounded like you're kind of like, okay, well, I'm creating my own destiny, basically.
You did not force him to break up with you by catching him with bikini photos, okay?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't do this. Like, if anything, this was an inevitable train that was headed for your relationship the whole time.
Yeah, and also that was a very young age, you know? Like, 17 and 19, I feel like those are practice years.
Yeah, dude, I'm not the same guy that I was then. No way in hell.
No, people can change very quickly in a very short amount of time around that age frame, like from 18 to 23-ish. You just change a lot. So, like, your boyfriend could have changed. Maybe he's like, marriage, and then he's like, wait, I kind of want to fuck around now. Like, you don't know. Like, the mind's changed because you have this notion when you're a kid, you're like, I'm going to find a guy and then I'm going to get married to him and then I'm going to live happily ever after with children.
Right.
And then, like, as you get older, you're like, oh, wait, there's kind of like a lot more to my 20s than I thought there were. Like, okay, well, I kind of like, I want to make sure it's the right guy now. Like, it's not just like the first person I fell in love with. I don't know. There's like a lot that happens during that time. You like, your world gets opened up. And so maybe that happened to him. And it can definitely happen to you, but don't feel like you are limited to your past experiences. Kind of give yourself a clean slate and then give the next person you're with a clean slate. Like, you both have clean slates. Everything before this, that was just practice. It was just like, oh, okay. I figured out like what I don't like, you know?
It's also not that serious. Like
yeah.
You're really making it sound like you have this huge emotional bag you're lugging around with you. And it's really not that serious. Like don't look at this like it's the biggest thing or it's such a huge part of you. It's really not. It's once you get in that next relationship, just treat that person the way that you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's it. I know it's simple, but it's not easy.
No, yeah, it's not easy to treat people how you want to be treated. We're all hypocrites. Like, we all fuck up on that stuff sometimes, but hold yourself accountable when you're doing something. Call it out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, communication's really good. Like, we both communicated because we were both projecting our previous relationships onto each other in the first year. And when we realized that we were doing that, we called it out like, oh shit, like, I really think that maybe
when we were going through this, I was doing that to you from my ex's thing.
Yeah.
Not because of anything you did.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And it's about holding yourself accountable for your feelings.
And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it locked down before you start. Like, relationships they're not perfect. They're messy, and you kind of are figuring out your own landscapes together.
And don't read your toe tag to the guy and be like, hey, like first date, like I just want you to know I got cheated on, and I'm gonna be thinking about that.
Now, yeah.
Like fuck no. It's just about when you're doing something to somebody, calling out, you know what you're doing because of your ex or whatever your relationship was.
Yeah, and it also sounds like maybe you would do well with just a few more like self-love habits or self-love activities that remind yourself that you're worthy of being loved. Like you're loved. You can love. You are a good person, you know?
And maturity is about that, right? It's about holding yourself accountable for when you're feeling a certain way and not just digging in and trying to be right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's and you're very young still. Like you got plenty of runway, plenty of room. I think find what makes you happy first. Like I really do feel like loving yourself when you're like, hey, you know what? I'm tight. You know, like whoever dates me next, I'm sick. They're lucky.
They're so lucky. They're gonna get the best time of their life.
Exactly. Like it takes the pressure off where you're not so much like, well, I hope they treat me right. I hope blah blah blah. Be the partner that you want to attract.
Yes.
So even if, let's say you get a relationship and what if they do cheat on you? It shouldn't break you. It shouldn't break your spirit. You should just be like, that's a thing that happened, but it's not something that will always happen to me. It's not a pattern that needs to continuously happen to me. You know?
Exactly.
It doesn't define you as a person.
Oh, hey, real quick, this is going to sound weird, but just to also talk about working out, there's some workouts that are not fun for people. Maybe there's a workout that's more fun that you haven't checked out yet. That's just another addendum to that real quickly.
Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, just that sometimes some workouts like suck ass for like who you are and what you're all about. Mm-hmm. It's like sometimes it's about finding the right workout that you do like. Like maybe you're actually like lifting.
Oh, to that last question.
Yeah. It was like bugging me. I was like, there's one more thing missing from my answer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You have to have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're not having fun, you're just stressing out your body, and then your body like is like, I want to just hold on to this fat and stuff. Here's an interesting one, and it's just so short that I was able to read it when I opened it. The title is Genuine Question. Is there any passion left on creating YouTube videos for you, Nikki? Why do you keep making videos? Is it because of the responsibility you have to your fans? Is it because you want to do it? Is it the money? If it is about the money, why not pick other jobs you could do to make more money? Steve can answer the question too. Should I answer it first since it was addressed to me? Yeah, there is a lot of passion still left in creating YouTube videos. I feel like the way that the landscape is right now, it makes it a little harder to do the type of videos I would like to do. Steve and I both started when it was like sketches were in, comedy sketches, and those not only are smothered by the algorithm because they have a much smaller, shorter watch time, but also comedy and satire is not necessarily viewed as satire legally or as comedy legally care. And so they can get demonetized much more easily. So we're trying to find a balance, and I also have found a lot of passion in podcasts. So yes. I really love doing this podcast. I really love doing Big Mood. I'm focused a lot on those two things. I feel like what I was trying to do in comedy, which is like help people see a different perspective, I can also do in podcasts in a much more kind of just open and raw way. So the thing I liked about it is still there. Also, I love my vlogs. Like I love doing my vlog channel. That's just like a raw view of daily life. Instead of trying to, a lot of vloggers that I see like just try to create what their life looks like, and it's a very like imagey thing. And I didn't like that. Like I like vloggers that kind of just make me feel like I'm not alone in the world. Like I can relate to them because they're doing just normal things. Right. And maybe they have tips on like how to make my life better. And so whenever I find things that make my life better, I like to share them with people. And it makes me really happy when people actually try them. And then they're like, hey, my life got better too. It really like fills my soul meter up. So I have passion there. I also have been coming up with a new, like kind of taking a break from my old formats to come up with a new way of giving videos that that matches all of those things. It matches the passion. It matches that I can be consistent. It matches all the things. But I would never say it's for the money. No, the YouTube does not give that much money. Like
even in our best years,
yeah,
with my channel still gets millions of views a month, but it doesn't fucking matter because I got demonetized. But point being, even at the best time of that, you know, you're making a couple grand. Like it's not killer, dude.
I always follow the passion, and yeah, sometimes it takes a hit money wise because the thing I'm passionate about doesn't make that much money, but I feel like if you are truly following your passion, money will come to you. And maybe that's just very woo-woo of me, but it always has worked out that way. When I try to do something for the money, something weird happens. Yes. And like it doesn't end up working out how I want it to work out. But when I follow what I'm actually passionate about, it has always worked out. And so I have a trust in that. And I think that a lot of artists go through that where it's like, okay, do I do it for the business? Do I do it for the art? Mm-hmm. And when they start sacrificing, they usually find a balance, but when they start sacrificing too much of their creative process for the grind of making money, they get stuck. They lose something.
Yeah, they get stuck.
And they get stuck and they get very depressed.
I am launching a new show called Ass Lords very, very soon. So I'm very excited about Ass Lords. And Ass Lords is a show that I don't even know where the money's going to come from. But that's exactly what's fun about creating something.
Yeah.
Is like, we'll figure it out, right? And it's taken me a while to get to this point where I'm ready to launch a new show because I didn't have something that I was very mad at yet. That like something specific. Like, because all my trolling videos were things that I was mad at, right?
Yeah.
So what can I attack from my satirical angle? And so now I found something that I'm actually pretty mad at consistently, which is great. So, which is all the, pickup culture guys and all the douche nasty of everything. So Ass Lords is a direct attack at all of that, and I'm very excited about it.
That's tight. Yeah, I love that. I think like finding a balance of something that fulfills you and also like people like it, and for me it's like I also want it to help people, but whatever element that you are passionate about creating content for, hopefully that's fulfilled as well as people liking the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's just a balance that every creator has to reconcile with.
And just like anything else, you're just creating something. The pressure that we all put in our heads of like, oh, I'm making something for everybody. I hope everyone likes it. It's just nuts.
No.
Just don't do that to yourself.
There's a very specific group of people that I know who I'm making content for. And when they respond to it and they're like, yes, we love it. I'm like, cool, I'm on the right path. We're going to keep doing that. And that's that. Like, you can't just appeal. Yeah, you can't appeal to everybody. You're never going to appeal to everybody.
No.
But
it's like judging kids' movies through a critical eye. It's
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
This is not a good film worthy of an Oscar.
This isn't a film for me. It's like, no shit.
Yeah.
Move on.
All right. Next question. I'm losing myself. Help. Sad face. Aw. Don't lose yourself. Let's calm down for a second. All right. Hi, Nikki and Steve. First of all, I love you guys. Oh, I love you too. You're my favorite podcast to listen to. I've learned a lot about many different topics thanks to you and discovered many things about myself that I didn't even notice before. Here we go. How do I begin? I'm a 27-year-old art grad. I live with my boyfriend of almost 4 years in one house divided into 2 apartments. Oh, interesting. I don't have a job, and I haven't had one in over 2 years. I do some freelance cosplay and props that sell from time to time, but it doesn't really pay the bills. My parents still support me, even though I live in another city, a 2-hour flight away, and I feel like such a loser. All my life, I've thought about how much I wanted to give back for all they've done to me, always supporting every decision I make, even the most stupid one ever, studying art. Just kidding, except not really, huh? Yeah. And instead, I just keep taking. I think they deserve a better daughter, and I'm such a failure. I have no idea where my life is heading to, and my anxiety isn't helping. I've been socially awkward and the outcast of my groups of friends pretty much all my life, and now I feel like I barely have any friends left. My boyfriend is my best friend. He takes care of me, and he loves me so unconditionally, and I'm so grateful. I don't know what I would do without him. I feel like I wouldn't even be in this world anymore if I hadn't had someone like him to help me through all I've been dealing with. Sometimes the only thing that makes me hopeful about the future is knowing that he actually wants to spend the rest of his life with me. But when we talk about it, it just seems so far into the future, and I'm not even sure I'll get there. The last 5 months have been tedious and an exhausting journey for me because of health problems involving really crappy IBS triggered by anxiety, which triggers more IBS and so on. And although my gut problems have gotten much better in the last month, I still have my anxiety to deal with, and I feel so trapped with myself as if some external force was in control of my mind and body. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel so fragile, and it's made me fear living and even eating sometimes. Geez, I've been there. More often, I felt like getting these derealization moments whenever I go outside and have to interact with other people. I feel like I'm in a dreamlike state. I don't feel real. It's like everything is only playing inside my head. I've gotten more used to it, and I've read it's triggered by anxiety, and I just try to understand that that's what it is and go on with my day. But it scares me to feel like I'm just moving, talking, interacting with people like I'm an autopilot, soulless. I feel like I'm drowning with all of these problems that have become my everyday life, the anxiety and derealization, the IBS, and the fact that my parents still support me and I'm closer to my 30s, seeing everyone around me lead normal and happy lives without mental or physical sickness, my brother and old friends from high school getting engaged, married, having kids, having jobs they enjoy, even. What the fuck am I doing? I have no purpose, no goals, and no direction. Sometimes I just think about running away to a different country, very far and small, and changing my name and leaving everything behind. I just want to start over. Honestly, I just want to die and be born again. I think about beautiful moments I've had in my life, and I get so nostalgic and sad. I'm so full of regrets. I just want to be someone else, someone like the artists I admire and have their shit together. I'm so lost. Hey, you know what? You're not alone.
God, no.
Just
and a lot of the artists that you admire were shit shows.
Yes. And especially 27, that age, or 26 actually, is the age where I feel like you kind of are going through this. Like this, like you're starting over and you feel like you're learning to walk again almost. I don't know why. I've talked about age 25 before as being the worst year of everyone's life. And I almost feel like it's like a crashing down. And then 26, you're like 26 up, you're like rebuilding. So 27, you just like started getting into that phase. And this is not a cut and paste for everybody, but I feel like the majority of people I talk to, you go through that phase around this time in your life, and you're looking at other people and you're like, they're so married and happy, but you don't know what's going on in their lives.
No.
You have no idea.
When you're driving, do you know everything going on in the car next to you? You just see the person driving, right?
Yeah.
And you're comparing yourself to them and then their destination and where they're going and how they're getting there and the fucking speed they're going. But honestly, all you can do is focus on your car, where you are, like, and who you are, and where you're going. Like, where are you going? And why? Why do you want to get there?
Yeah, I mean, and I relate to you because I felt the same way. Like, when you're like, man, I'm a capable person. How come I haven't found my thing yet? And I feel so guilty because I thought that this would pay off, and then it's not. And now my parents are still supporting me. I remember like feeling like a piece of shit because my dad still paid my health insurance and my phone bill and my car insurance, and like I couldn't just like be a full adult yet. And I, on top of that, like they had warned me about like, you know, pursuing my dream over like finishing college and getting a backup degree and all this stuff. And so I almost felt like, man, am I a fucking idiot? And I'm
proving them right.
Yeah, exactly. And like proving them right in a way that they don't feel happy about. It's not like they're like,
no, they're not thrilled,
gleeful about it. And it's like a fork in the road where you're like, okay, I could go back and do what other people told me to do instead of the path that I thought I was on. Or I could buckle down harder and just like find what really made me passionate about this thing and just trust. I think you need just more trust in the universe, like more trust in yourself, and like trust that what you feel pulled to do is something that you're supposed to be doing right now. Maybe this is something that this little downturn, like everyone has ebbs and flows in their life, and this will help something that happens in the future that you don't even know yet. Like can't foresee it yet.
Also, you're not a piece of shit at all.
No.
Like, your parents support you, love you because you're worthy of love. Your boyfriend supports you, loves you because you're worthy of love. Like, none of this is like because you're a piece of shit. Like, you have to accept the good around you and look at all the good around you because there's so much of it. And also, I also think that you need to get help too. I think that
definitely
I think you maybe are in a depression spiral a bit.
For sure. And also, it sounds like the things you're describing, and I'm not a professional at all. I highly recommend you talk to an actual mental health professional. But some of the things you're describing sound like dissociative. Sound like you are detaching from yourself
to protect yourself.
Yeah. And so I would definitely talk to a psychologist or a psychiatrist about what you're going through if you haven't already. Anxiety and depression definitely play a huge role in those things. But yeah, sometimes it feels like points in my life where I felt like I'm just underwater and I'm just kind of going through motions because I have to, but not because I really know what I'm doing. So you're not alone in that feeling. I feel like
you have no idea how many people just heard that and thought, Oh my God, that's exactly how I feel.
Especially in 2020.
Oh yeah.
This year's so bananas.
It sucks.
Like that last question was like, do you even like videos anymore? Like, yeah, I fucking like videos, but like 2020 is wild, man. Like everyone's laid off, like it's COVID and like people are fighting for stuff and it's like an election year. It's like there's a lot going on. Like it's heavy. It's like there's a heaviness in the air and it's global. Like people in all countries are going through this right now. And so I feel like it's a hard year to be like, go get him, Tiger.
Totally.
You should be doing all the things, but take some time and like really work on yourself. Go see a professional, and don't judge. All positions in life are temporary, so don't judge yourself on where you're at now as who you are as a person. I feel like that's the theme in all of these questions so far. Is like I feel like people are kind of defining yourself so much on where you are right now in this present moment, like things don't change. Everything in life is always changing. So for better or for worse, like all positions in life are temporary.
You could be a completely different person in just a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of years after that, a completely different person from...
Oh, at 27?
Exactly.
I was still reliant on my parents to pay some of my bills. I was paying my rent and paying like some of my bigger bills, like my car payment and stuff, but they were paying like insurance and phone bill and stuff. And then we didn't get engaged for like a few more years. I was 29. It was my 29th birthday.
Yep.
And there were fuck tons of people around me getting married, engaged, and having babies. And you can feel like you're behind, but there's no set timeline for that everyone's supposed to follow.
Yeah, that's all bullshit.
Everyone's on their own timeline. I like your freeway analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's like it is like that. It's like everyone, you don't know where those people are going or where they
no
came
idea.
from or how long they've been driving or
why they're driving like an asshole.
Yeah.
Or why they're driving so politely. You don't know. You don't know if they do it all the time either.
Just because they have like a fancy car doesn't mean like
they're happy.
They're successful and happy
Exactly.
and everything. You just never know.
They could be somebody who took on a lot of debt because they want to look flashy. We know a lot of people who do that, right? Like fuck, man. Half people who buy sick cars do that.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, but then when you look at them, you're like, oh, they got it all figured out. They got it all solved. And that's not how it is on the inside.
Yeah.
Always.
I think look at the things in your life that you're grateful for, and I'm sure you're doing this already. But just in case you're not, or sometimes it's just a good exercise to go through. Is just like every day, like waking up and like looking at all the things that you're really grateful for, and knowing that this is your starting point. It's like you have all these things already. Like this
Exactly.
is wonderful, a wonderful place to start.
You're
and
starting on a great footing.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop there. This is like where you're beginning.
And don't just be a skeptic of yourself, because right now you're being a skeptic of yourself, and everyone around you, you're not looking at with a skeptical eye, right? Like everyone else got it all figured out. Everyone else so happy. Everyone else is so sick, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. Be skeptical of that. Trust me, because everyone that we know is shit shows in one way or another, including us.
But it's not really necessarily what they give off.
Exactly.
Like they're very private about their shit showness. Yeah.
So we're very open about our shit showness.
We are.
And I think it's important, man. It's important to be three-dimensional fucking people sometimes. Mm-hmm. My God.
Amen. And on that note, I hope some of this advice helped you. Take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, we don't know all the details of everybody's situation, but we try to just like share our own experiences in hope that it'll help you determine yours. Determine what direction you want to go. Or help in some way and make you feel like you're not alone out there. But yeah, I hope it helped. And whether or not it did, please rate us 5 stars. We need it.
Exactly.
We love you.
Especially if it didn't help.
We need it. Especially if it didn't help. Be like, 5 stars. You guys suck and you ruined my life. But
at least give us 5
stars.
Yes.
I broke up with the love of my life. and now
it started a downward spiral that never ended.
Yeah.
5 stars.
5 stars. Thank you. And when in doubt, break up.
Always.
Podcast at Nikki Limo.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.